Creating a budgeting template in Excel has never been easier, and I'm going to show you how you can set one up in just seconds. If you've got Microsoft Excel open, just go to the File tab, click on New, and here you'll see a bunch of templates that you can select from. If you just type in the word budget, you'll see a whole lot of templates for creating budgets, whether it's for personal, for timesheets, monthly expenses, wedding expenses, whatever the case may be. This first one here for personal monthly budget, if you just double click on it, it's a really easy one to just set up and get started using. There's sections for projected and actual income and expenses as well. So it's got about 12 different categories here. Right now it's got ones for housing, entertainment, loans, transportation, but you can of course modify these. You can remove some of these items, you can add them. So these are set up as a table. So for example, if you wanted to track all your different credit cards, you can update the names here. You can remove columns, and because it's a table, you can just right click and then go to delete table row, and it's going to remove the entire table row. It's not going to impact the rest of the spreadsheet. If you want to add one, again, you can do the same thing. Insert rows above, and it's going to insert a row. Just make sure you're inserting a row and not a column if you want to add items. And then everything is going to flow through to these subtotals, and that's going to populate the actual total cost. So you've got total projected cost and the total actual cost. So these costs are flowing in from these different tables. You've got the actuals and you've got the projected. And then you've got your difference as well, as far as how much you were off by in terms of your actual versus your projected. And then for income, it's a bit simpler because it only has one item for income and then an option for extra income as well. But here you can also enter in how much you expect your income to be for the month. So this is the projected, the actual, and here we've got a projected balance. Now this is based on, as you can see, it says projected income minus expenses. So it's looking at this total here for the total monthly income projected versus your total projected cost. So this is a good way to forecast out how much you think you're going to be able to, how much your expenses are going to be versus your cost. So when it says projected balance, it really should say projected spending, or how much your projected savings are going to be after factoring in your income and expenses. And then of course you've got your difference between your actual and projected. So it's really easy to set this up. And what you can also do is, if you want to track multiple months, what you may want to consider doing is renaming this template or renaming the sheet and then creating copies of it. So for example, let's say we're doing May 2026. What you could do is just double click on this title here and type in May 2026. And I'm not going to put spaces in it because I'm going to show you in a second how we can summarize all these sheets now if we've got multiple budgets. For example, I'm going to right click, move or copy, select move to end and create a copy. And now I can rename this one June 2026. And so right now you have an easy way to set up multiple sheets now to track your income and expenses. What you can also do is put this on a summary sheet. So let's say we want to create a new sheet here for the summary, and we want to track month over month how much our income and expenses were. And there's an easy way to do that where we can just link to these specific cells on these sheets. I'm going to go back first. I'm going to delete the June 2026 tab, just because what I'm going to do is add some named ranges for some of these values to make it easy to reference them before I copy. So for projected monthly income, let's say I just type in projected income right here. That's going to create a named range. So now I can just reference that cell without having to worry about that it's in C7. Instead, I can just reference projected income. Here, I'll have actual income. And so the important reason why I'm doing this before I copy it, because now when I right click and create a copy, it's going to copy those named ranges as well. So now if I go to change this to June 2026, it also has those named ranges on here, projected income and actual income. I'm going to drag this over to the left here. And now in the summary sheet, I'm going to show you how we can pull in these values. So I'm going to have one section for actual income and one for projected income. I'm going to zoom in so it's easier to see this. And I'm going to set this up so it links to the different tabs I've got set up. So I'm going to type in May 2026 exactly as it shows on here. Now, one thing you'll notice if you type it in, it may automatically format it as a date like this. To prevent that from happening, click on the apostrophe button and then type in May 2026. This forces it to read as a text value as opposed to Excel automatically formatting it as a date value. I can do the same thing for June 2026. So again, start with that apostrophe, then JUN 2026. And I've purposely set it up this way without spaces because it makes it a lot easier to reference these sheet names when there are no spaces in it. It's still possible to do when there are, but it's just a lot easier when there aren't any. And so to actually reference the actual income for May 2026, what I'm going to do is use Excel's indirect function. And essentially what I'm doing here is specifying the cell that I want to pull the data from. Because I've got my sheet name here, I'm going to start with that sheet name and then use the ampersand, open quotes, and add an exclamation mark first. That tells Excel that's a sheet name because it has a sheet name, and then the exclamation mark at the end tells you that that's the end of the sheet name. When there's spaces, it gets a bit more complicated because you have to add apostrophes at the beginning and at the end. That's why I didn't add spaces in here. And now I'm going to type in actual income, which is my named range, put that in quotes, close brackets, and now it references that 4,300 from May 2026 that I had. So we've got that actual income here. If I select projected income, it'll be 4,600. So I'll do the exact same thing, copy this, but over here, instead of actual income, I'm going to change this to say projected income. And so we've got 4,600. Now format these to put them in dollars. And now if I copy this down, initially it's going to be identical because I haven't changed anything for June. But let's say I go into June and change this to, let's say I change this to 4,500. So the projected incomes will be 4,800. Let's change this one to 4,600. So my actual is 4,900. Now if I go to the summary, I should see 4,800 and 4,900, which is what I do. 4,800 for projected, 4,900 for actual income. So by doing this, we can easily copy and paste as many months as you want to track for your budget. So you can have potentially 12 months, you can have more. And then by setting up this indirect function, you can copy these formulas down and pull in whatever amounts you want from those different budgeting sheets, whether you want the actual income to projected income, or you want different totals based on spending amounts for different categories. You can pull all that in and summarize that really easy in a summary sheet where you've got the bulk of your work set up here where you're going to enter in your actuals and your projected amounts, but on the summary sheet, that can all pull that in. And if you don't want it to look like this, where you've got May 2026 without a space, you can always add a column here. And let's say I'll type in this one as May 2026 with a space, or however you want it to look. And we can hide this one afterwards. So that way it's not visible, but knowing that the formulas are linking to that. So if you want to make it look a little bit cleaner, you can also do that. But by setting up the values here for the different sheets, it's easy to reference those values and pull in the actual amounts that you want. So this is if you want to create a summary, but if you just want a simple budget month over month, what you could do is use this personal monthly budget template right within Excel. It's easy to set up. All you have to do is just search for the template and then just make any adjustments that you want for the header names, different categories, adjust them based on your specific finances and the things that you want to track. So that's how you can set this up really easily in Excel. If you did learn something, if you did like this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.